Good morning, everyone. It is a fabulous Tuesday morning. That means it's time for Tom and Shane, 10 a.m. Mountain Time every Tuesday morning. Happy to be along here with you. Thanks for joining us. And sorry we're a little late. The stupid internet here is a tin can of string. It doesn't, we don't have internet here in Montana yet. So that's our problem. So,
You're on dial-up?
yeah, no, dial up would be better than what we're on. So I don't know. But anyway. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like us, leave a comment. YouTube really likes that. So does Facebook, all the social medias that we're on. And we would appreciate it very much. We'd like to welcome several of our new subscribers. Thank you very much for joining us. And if you'd like to support us monetarily, and why wouldn't you? It's only $3 a month, and you get all kinds of great stuff from us personally. We personally do stuff for you. So check that out in the description below on YouTube and Facebook Live, both. And boy, we're brought to you by StreamYard. How hard can it be? I can do it if the internet works. So what's the big deal? Well, today's topic, we're going to talk about, well, uh, also my graphic program didn't come on this morning. So what we're going to talk about is fire, but we're also going to talk about, there's been, oh man, Shane, gosh, 80, 80 processing plants across the country have destroyed chickens, turkeys, ducks. They've been set on fire. I don't know what's going on, Shane. We've lost like millions of eggs and turkeys and ducks and whatever poultry you can think of. Plus, the processing plants are being burned around the country. So what's up?
Well, I think if you look over the historical record, you're looking for a string, like in a text, a string of messages, string of similar destruction, and it's not untoward for this type of destruction to occur in the facilities in North America. There's so many. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
let's be reminded that the world consumes 1.2 trillion eggs, annually,
Yeah.
and the United States, is not exactly a walkabout. Americans consume 100 billion eggs a year.
Yeah.
So when you look at this situation that exists, as I said, you look for a string of happenings. A lot of people have considered that there might be some kind of conspiracy or terrorist issue here. But the problem that you have is that none of these seem associated in that, there's no particular market or company, and, they're in outlying areas, older facilities. So, it's probably a very common year. Not entirely. I mean, worse than most years, but
Yeah.
I don't see any kind of conspiracy or terrorist issue here.
I don't either. It's a little big for a conspiracy. I mean, we're talking about, half the states in the United States. That's a pretty good, that'd be a pretty big conspiracy to have people destroying these facilities. And the other thing is that, of course, a lot of this comes down to the Asian bird flu. They're destroying chickens and ducks and turkeys in mass quantities to stop this infection that's going on. So that's on top of the arson and the other things at some of the processing plants. So it's a mess.
Well, yeah, we had this issue last year when we had that, 100-year flood here in the Lower Mainland, east of Vancouver, towards the mountains, and the whole valley out there flooded out. It used to be a swamp, 100 years ago. They drained it by canal, and they turned it into a vast area for chickens and mushroom farms and the dairy farms.
Mm-hmm.
The entire place flooded, was under 20 feet of water.
Yeah.
There was almost 100 million chickens wiped out and eggs. in
Oh
that
yeah,
process. So,
yeah. There's
natural disasters aren't untold. That's why it's an interesting observation that when you look at the location of these plants, there was a list of, um, you'll find by looking at it, none of them are in hurricane areas or states. None of them are really in tornado area or states. They're in parts of the country that you don't sort of suffer that type of natural disaster. So
well, there were some in Iowa, Nebraska, Illinois,
yeah,
some
but
of
I'm
those.
just
But
saying the
yeah,
majority are not
yeah,
in
the
states that
majority are
are,
not. No, they're
that's right.
further north and mostly east. So let's see.
And
Bruce wants to know, Shane, how many plants are Chinese owned, and there are some that are Chinese owned.
oh, that's right. I mean, there's no doubt that when you look at this list, I mean, it's Smithfield Foods, as we all know, is
Hmm.
one of those companies that is an American company. It's the largest one of the largest producers of pork products and pork, and they don't own any pork. They buy the pork from Smithfield, buy all their pork from farmers.
Yeah,
Anyway, the Obama administration allowed the Chinese to buy that, so making, of course, China the largest producer of pork in the world.
yeah.
So yeah, and
Well, you also got Tyson, the world's largest poultry producing company. Of
yes,
course, got
Tyson is a
them in
major
there. So.
player. That's right.
And
And
another one is Cal-Maine Foods, largest producer of eggs. Um, yeah,
mhm,
uh, billions of eggs. they
that's
do.
right. And
Yeah, they do 19% of the domestic egg production. So we've got that going for us. But yeah, I bought.
the price of eggs as a commodity is up in your country,
Yeah, it is.
$1.88 per
Yeah,
dozen, I guess.
yeah.
And
Well, we
poultry is,
bought about 5 dozen yesterday for five something around $5.
yeah, it's the average around $1.88, and poultry is still the 763, and between poultry and eggs, those are the two largest protein groups, globally consumed.
Yeah.
Of course, then you have cattle and hogs. Hogs is the second because it's a traditional dish in Asian parts of the
Mhm.
world.
Yeah.
Not so much the cattle or sheep because you need such a large area, to to grow cattle and sheep as opposed to eggs and pigs.
Yeah.
But
All
I
right.
I think the one company you have to be cognizant about and aware of, Cargill. It's the
Hmm.
largest private company in the world, and it's just principally food. It's been around since 1865. It's a 157-year-old company,
Hmm.
that has $114 billion in revenue.
Yeah.
To give you an example of how big they are, they produce all the eggs in the United States, or all the eggs in U.S. McDonald's. They produce all of them. They import product from Argentina where they own facilities to grow. They employ over 166,000 employees and this is amazing, in 66 countries.
Yeah.
So this is how big these companies are. JBS is another a big one globally. It's a British meat company or a Brazilian meat company principally, and it's headquartered in São Paulo, Brazil. And again, this is one of these companies that has globally gone out and through acquisition, acquired U.S. assets and European assets. So all of this, tends to be something of a concern for people when you look at it. Like I said,
Yeah.
is this intentional or where are we at with this?
Yeah.
China, for instance, is the largest producer of eggs in the world. They produce almost 40%. Europe and the United States produce about 12 to 15% each, and then India, Japan, Russia,
Hmm.
Mexico, and Brazil. So the reason I bring that up is because eggs are such a featured product. Like that's my main meal, breakfast.
Yeah.
2 eggs, 4 strips of bacon, two
Hmm.
pieces of toast, and cottage cheese or something else, and
Sure.
cup of coffee, and I'm good to go for until dinner. That at
That's
my
it.
age, I only need to eat a couple times a day, and I need eight to 10 ounces of protein, and so
Yeah.
I have pretty managed. I have a pretty managed diet. Like I didn't before.
Yeah.
Before I was
Yeah. I know.
58, 60. I pretty well ate as much or anything I wanted. Right?
Okay. 2014 U.S. poultry industry produced 8.54 billion broilers, 98 billion eggs, and 238 million turkeys. And currently, more than 27 million chickens and turkeys have been killed in cruel ways since February in a futile attempt to stop the bird flu virus from spreading like wildfire across the country. And yeah, they're not being very kind to killing these birds. I don't think. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if Peter or the Humane Society is going to come after them, but anyway.
I just want to mention, like, one of the plants mentioned was a three-alarm fire. Because these are big plants. The Kellogg breakfast cereal plant in Memphis, Tennessee. Last July 25th, a year ago, basically. And there was a three-alarm fire. So that's three companies, 175 people to fight the fire. And so, it burnt down. I mean, because it was an old 100-year-old plant. And of course, 100 years ago, a lot of wood in any facility built.
Yeah.
They'd have metal frames. Probably tin or metal roofs, but the inside is principally wood, right? Of 100-year plus building.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of these things that it was a rice dryer. That's all it did was dry rice for Rice Krispies.
Mm-hmm.
And in the South where they grow rice, alongside of their cotton.
Yeah.
But it is a bit of a concern in the context of where we are economically in both countries. That this happens in this last 18-month period because it's one of the other unintended consequences of creating inflation and the price of food going up. Because of these different viruses.
Yeah.
It's affected the price of food and supply and demand.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can't kill that many chickens and turkeys and ducks and whatever without it.
Fowl. We'll
I
just
mean,
call them all fowl. Those
yeah,
foul birds.
yeah. That's a big hit. I mentioned earlier I bought 5 dozen eggs. It was $15 for 5 dozen eggs, not $5. But
Really?
yeah, $15 for 5 dozen eggs. So around $3 per dozen by advanced calculus. So yeah, it's the prices are right up there with on eggs and chickens and everything both. So, and I think a lot of people may be shying away from them because of the bird flu situation. That those people who know about it may not be buying chicken products or chicken made products or turkey or whatever. So
Yeah.
that,
Well, all these operations of food in Canada are monopolies because of the
yeah,
government. So I paid last week for 36 eggs, 3 dozen. I paid $9.
yeah,
So there you go. But
yeah,
I've been paying that,
mhm,
forever. I mean, that's
yeah,
just it's been basically $9 to $11 for 3 dozen eggs.
yeah. I'm wondering, have you heard anything of the flu, the bird flu, the Asian flu, whatever you want to call it, in
Not an
Canada?
issue here. They will in a snap. It's like mad cow disease.
Yeah,
In a snap, if there's any concern, they
mhm,
kill them all and bury them. Right?
yeah,
They don't
yeah,
even burn them; they just bury them.
yeah. Get them out of there. So yeah,
Yeah,
well, that, well, that works for me. So
yeah.
well,
Unless you eat it.
yeah, well, if you're going to burn it, there must be a certain point where it tastes pretty good, and then it gets kind of crispy.
Yeah, it gets kind of crispy, naughty. Yeah,
Extra crispy chickens.
it
So
is. It is.
yeah, that's not good. Well, now I don't know, Shane. It's as I say, I think we both agree it's too big to be a conspiracy because it's in so many states and so many different areas, and there's no common company, that people seem to be after. So, I don't know if it's a series of bad accidents or coincidences, or do people need the insurance money. What?
Well, it's sort of like it's along the if I allow if you'll allow me to make a comparison.
Yeah.
It's similar to the fires in California, right?
Mm,
The annual fires because of the grass that grows there every year. We talked about
yeah.
this in one of our podcasts, right?
Sure.
And people, are certain that it's a terrorist situation.
Mm.
People are intentionally going up and lighting.
Set fires.
Well, I accept the fact it's been going on for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
This is not new. These
Right.
fires have happened in the mountains of the foothills of
Yeah. Forever.
in California for forever.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's sort of what you got to
in some
look at,
cases,
right?
they have been started by people, not watching a campfire or something like that. But most of them are lightning or some
Hmm.
other natural phenomenon.
And another thing too is that there's some industries in the United States that are very practical, like the oil industry. The oil industry in building or upgrading their massive refineries have included vast pipe systems of water and foam, within the refinery. So if
Yeah.
there's some type of issue with a fire or anything, they can actually, they have a fire retardant system if they need it.
Hmm.
So most of these plants, some have burned. A lot of like one a plane crashed into. Like
Yeah.
I don't know about that. And
Yeah.
what some guy kamikaze himself?
I don't
Oh,
know.
I'm gonna go take out a chicken plant because it's
Yeah.
destroying the planet. There you go.
Was it Saudi Arabian guy or
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Yeah,
know. So,
I think when it comes to terrorism, you should have more concern about how many are coming across your southern border
yeah. Then how many are
than ones
set
that are,
fire?
than these types of issues that have occurred with you have a massive food industry.
Yeah.
It's a third of your economy. It's like,
Oh yeah. Well, you
it's
got to
over
have
a trillion dollar a year industry.
three meals a day. Is what we normally do.
Well,
So
you're blessed
good
because
deal.
you feed yourself and half the world. So I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
that's true.
pretty remarkable thing that you
Mhm.
3 billion people you're able to feed. That's
Yeah.
a lot of mouths.
Yep. Well, in hindsight, I guess we'll keep an eye on this. I don't know if anything is going to happen with it, but I guess we'll see down the road. We need to remind you the award-winning Tom and Shane. We're live on radio every Saturday, 8 to 11 Mountain Time. And you want to listen to that, of course, kmmsam.com, anywhere in the world. All you got to do is click listen now. You don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to join anything. You don't have to leave any information of any kind. All you have to do is listen, and you can call us, you can text us, whatever. And our past shows are also at kmmsam.com. We'll put this one up shortly, and all of our videos are up there. All of our radio shows are there, kmmsam.com. And I should also remind you, we're on iHeartRadio as well. Just go to iHeart.com and search Tom and Shane. Scroll down to wherever podcasts are on that page, and we are the first one, like it or not. So
And I just want everybody to feel comfortable. The reason we decided this topic today was because it has come up somewhat in the news, not much,
yeah,
but to research it and look at it and let you know, as I said, the effects are obvious to food production and the cost of food in your country, which is out of control, as we know, inflation. But
yeah,
also to give you the information that this isn't anything extraordinary. It happens to be a year that has occurred uh, unexpectedly,
mhm,
and it's one of these things that economists should take heed in looking at. I mean,
mhm,
that's the one thing that surprises me the most in doing the research. Not the different departments in your federal government, not much written or seemed to release any concerns or expressed any observations or investigations about it. So
yeah,
perhaps it's important for people to have Someone who stands up, gives them the information so they don't worry about it.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, as I say, we'll keep an eye on it. If anything else develops, we'll come back with it at a later date. And so that's going to wrap it up for us today. Thanks for watching. And hey, don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell. You'll always be notified whenever we are on again. And of course, that will be every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. You can set a reminder for yourself so that you won't miss a single episode. So that's going to wrap it up for us. And we will see you on Thursday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And bye for now.